So let's introduce ourselves. Nice to meet you. My name is Luca. Luca, nice to meet you. Luca. Nice to meet you, Luca. So, welcome to Dong Music Club. I hope you will enjoy your stay with us. And welcome to Extramundus.
Thank you.
You will tell us something about the idea. Wonderful idea. And usually we try to make our guests feel comfortable.
Yes.
So usually our first question is, which question would you like us to ask you?
It's a lot of pressure. What is the sense of life?
Exactly.
Yeah. This kind of question.
Exactly. And this is not just for her. This is one question for each one
Different
of you.
therapy. It's a therapy. You're there and you ask it.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a point.
We
Okay.
get there. We get there. Don't worry. Step by step, little by little.
I don't know. Maybe you can start with our origins.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
No?
Wonderful. Where are you
Because
from?
it's an interesting
Where are you from, Alejandra? Yes.
I am
Because-
from Venezuela.
Right.
Yes, I born in Caracas, but I grew up in an island that is called Margarita, and then I came to Italy. Let's see.
So
High five.
this island is called Margarita.
Sí.
Is there in Venezuela?
In Venezuela, sí, sí, sí.
Wonderful.
Caribbean island.
We will ask you something more later.
Okay,
Very
okay, está
interesting.
bien.
And you, Marlene?
Marlene, I'm from
Marlene.
Portugal. Marlene,
Alright.
I'm from Portugal, but I live in the UK, and I've been
Right.
there many years. So.
But so you are from Portugal. How old were you when you went to the
oh.
UK?
I was 15.
Oh, so all your childhood has been in Portugal.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought you were Brazilian.
Yeah, I heard that rumor spread around,
I
but I'm not.
I don't know why.
I wouldn't mind being Brazilian, but you know.
Tocano soil. Your piece, Tocano soil,
Yes.
it's pronounced. So I don't know. It remembers me of Brazil. Although of course they speak Portuguese, so it's
Yes,
the same
yeah.
language. Of course.
I think maybe it has a tropical feel to it.
Yes,
and,
yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
like,
Exactly.
yeah.
And you, Rokeya?
I was born in London and I moved initially when I was so little, 3 years old. And then I spent a lot of years in South Spain, Andalusia, Granada. So,
Wonderful.
and
I have
like,
friends there.
yeah, lovely. I'm actually mixed because my mother, she's an half Italian and half English, and my father is Indian, so I'm totally
Wow.
mixed
Incredible.
girl.
Incredible.
And you came here in Italy. Where? Which town?
Here in the little town countryside, Castellaro di Serra San Quirico, you know, very
Nearby here.
yes, in Marche region. Yeah, I moved.
Sei una di noi, insomma.
Yeah.
One of us. One of us. Wonderful. And so the first real question is we wanted to talk about your solo career. How did it start? Because we were chatting with Daniele, Mr. President here. Of the
Mr.
club.
President.
Monsieur le Président.
Oh,
The international.
Le français. Je n'ai pas bien le français, excusez-moi, je comprends un peu, mais basta.
Merci, merci.
Merci, la baguette, basta.
Exactly. We're done. Le français, we're done. He told me that you changed your name. So your first project was Negra Branca,
Yes.
wasn't it? And now you have started to use your real name.
Yes.
Is it
Yeah.
correct? Why is it so? Is there a
Um,
reason?
I just decided because the project Negra Branca was like an older project, and then when I was working on this album, I felt like it was different. You know, maybe a different quality or just different like way of thinking about it. So I decided to just use my name instead.
Your real name. Because I was reading an article about you that described your music as a burning pot. Is it correct in a sense? Are you flattered by this definition, or?
I've read that a few times. I think it kind of says it's a melting pot of different sounds, and maybe burning pot as well is the same thing. Yeah, I suppose so. It's nice. Yeah, why not? Melting pot. Um,
Well, yes, probably. I mean, we were talking before, and we will talk about this thing later about the fact that there are a lot of women artists
Mhm.
in these days that seems like they are trying to reach to some kind of tribal music to like discover the essence of the society we live in or this era. I There has been a very great group. Very, they were amazing. Divide and Dissolve. I don't know
Okay.
if you.
Yeah.
They've been amazing. They really, you know, I mean, they basically they're heavy metal with some kind of tribal world music as a landscape. And on top of that, there is this drummer, wonderful, and she's amazing with that heavy metal guitar. And she really like divided and dissolved my soul.
So the name is perfect.
Perfect, because I remember the day after when
Okay.
I heard them, I was very unbelievably tired, but I was not tired in a physical sense. I was tired in an emotional way.
Okay.
It was like they reached for something very deep inside my soul, and I think it was this kind of tribalism. So, you know, I was wondering if all you women are trying to do this kind of thing.
Yes, we are all
Yeah.
You're some
learning
kind of,
to manipulate your soul exactly like that.
because we are talking about this, she was like some kind of priestess, you know, like
Okay,
tribal
okay,
priestess trying to, you know, reach something
Yeah.
inside, like a therapist in a way.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
My soul and or of the audience, and she was really amazing. So I was wondering if this burning pot in a way is related to this.
um, I wouldn't say in this. Well, I suppose when I create my music, I try. Well, it comes from deep inside me, like my unconscious, and it's kind of like a safe space for me. It's like I'm gonna make something that feels really soothing and really safe and daydreamy, you know.
Right.
So I kind of work in that sense of a different reality, let's say, in a tropical world. But yes, maybe I understand what you say. So it's like a shaman, you know, that pulls the thing out of you.
Exactly.
It can work that way. Music can work that way with people, I suppose. It takes a lot of emotions out of us, and or it helps us express something that we can't express
Yes,
with words, or you know.
this is absolutely true, but I rarely witness someone who's doing this kind of that has this kind of approach so upfront, that
Yeah,
is
yeah,
so in your face. I am a shaman, and here I'm trying to reach for your soul.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never witnessed, and in a sense, there are a lot of women that are trying to do this kind of. I don't know how to call it, this kind of artistic experience in this period. We had last week singer. She's called Dalila Kairos. I don't know if you
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She has this voice that seems like coming from 3,000 years ago. You know, like Demetrio Stratos. Have you ever heard of Demetrio Stratos? He was an Italian singer of a very important progressive rock band
Okay.
called Area. And he was even studied in university because he was able to reach some notes, some frequencies that nobody had ever been able to reach with their voices. And she remembered me of this. And have you ever? Are you trying to do this kind of things as well? In your, how would you describe your artistic
I'm not
endeavor?
consciously trying to do this kind of work, but I know that music can arrive to this kind of communication because it's metaphysical. And when you do it right, you can connect with people. It's like a natural flow of the the feelings. Yes, of course. If you want, and if you believe that you have that kind of power, you can put yourself over the music and use it like a way to manipulate the energy of the people and clean it. With my music, I use just I'm not producing anything. I play with vinyls, but I like to make a story with the songs, okay, and then taking you to some ways, and then I always try to organize the beginning of my story, and then I am feeling the people on the dance floor, and then I'm going with them and taking them to some parts,
some kind of
It's
path?
yes, exactly. It's like flow,
Well, it's a very interesting approach to DJing.
See,
I mean,
it's beautiful. It's metaphysic, no?
and you, Rokeya, you're trying to.
As today, I'm here like also selector, but I am producer, so I can relate in both of this point of view, uh, and I understand what you're saying, because what I feel, you I think the female power is seeing something ancient, very old music and very powerful. But I think you can understand if you listen a track is a track of a man of a woman, because of probably an energy and a kind of way differently, and it could be very massive. For example, in some tracks, I'm very tribal. I like to improve myself and put the percussion, because for me, as Rokeya, as myself, for me the percussion are feminine. What I think about my music. But what is interesting is also the voice is a powerful tool and could be so effective as could be so soft. And this probably is what you as men said, oh, I feel like it's something different. But what I'm thinking about, we are talking about what we have the female empowerment can move in different ways, can be very strong, and I can choose to use a very powerful voice, but I can have the same power using a very subtle way, very delicate, very unspoken.
Yeah.
And this changed the quality. And this kind is like sacred, the feeling outside. So that you connect with this part. And I, like you, I don't think, oh yes, I want to work to do this or communicate this. It's something I have inside and express myself. And I see the music is like my cure It could be for other people, but it's a connection with yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's very right.
I feel that
Yeah.
this is the way that I feel this kind of connection. And for example, for the selection that I made, I have the same point of view of Alexandra, because the idea is to build something, to tell a story, share different genre of music, unexpected, and create an a fluid genre. 'Cause for me, dance is like I want that dance could be a I like to imagine that I want the people dance and they feel it is an Italian way, and you can relate to it, as nobody looking them. Because here the people sometimes are very close. They don't express. They don't take it off. They every time they think, oh, how the people tend thinking about me if I move a little bit, if I'm involved, if a little bit open in my emotion, and I think the music is the channel to arrive to this kind of
Yes, absolutely.
close mind.
Yes, for sure. This is very Italian what you're talking about. I don't know
Yeah.
if you really can relate to this kind of, especially
In
this-
Portugal, yes.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
interesting.
It takes a while for people to warm up, and
That's
Be-
true.
the older generation, maybe the younger ones, not so much now. But when
Yeah,
I was
that's
growing up,
true.
yeah, it was like everyone's just standing there
Yeah.
watching the bands,
Yeah.
not moving, like scared of, like everyone else.
because this is very true, especially in little towns in Italy.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
you go to Milan or it's
But wait, Milan has
little less-
another approach.
Yes, you're
Our
right,
parents
you're
is
right.
I go
You're
there
right.
because I
You're
want
right.
to be there in this cake. I want to
Right.
be there. I have my selfie. I post on my social,
Yes,
and then don't really listen to music.
no,
but
Milan is
I don't say is everything is like that. Okay, sorry Milan. Yes, help me. Yeah, I want to play Milan. Yeah, but
We're not going to Milan.
but about this, the point of view, little town is yes, Milan could be a big city, multi-genre. There are a lot of
multicultural,
community culture, so
multi-everything, yeah.
you need to be open-minded this way.
yeah.
But I think it's very interesting to observe that could be the same. If you, sorry, I'm thinking about, but how the people here have like fear to open is the opposite, but the same power that the people's like, I want to do a selfie, I want to explore
Yes,
myself.
yes, yes.
And the truth is, how really deeply you live the moment.
Yes,
How
yes.
deeply you listen something.
Yeah.
Your society that the music, you have Spotify, TikTok, I don't know,
Yes.
very short bit of music, and do you really listen what
Yes,
you
yes.
have in your hand, in your ears? So for me, this approach to the life is very
Yes,
fundamental.
yes. But you are talking about something very peculiar of Milan, where you have to.
It's very fast.
Yes, and it's also
Also.
very egocentric. It's down where it's like if you do not appear, you do not exist.
Yeah.
Because I lived there 3 years, so I remember I used to work in advertising, so I know this kind of mentality, this kind of approach very well. And yes, this is absolutely true. Usually, something that really strikes me is when I go even in Austria,
Yeah.
in Vienna,
Yeah.
in Wien, and they are much more relaxed. They are much more able to live the moment. They are in between this kind of experience that we live
Yeah.
here in small towns and the one that you were talking in Milan, where neither of those are living in the moment. While even in a town like Vienna,
Yeah.
Wien, which I mean, which kind of a town is it? I mean, it's a wonderful town, but it's not like the place where you find yourself. You go to Vienna to find yourself, but they are much more
Maybe.
capable of.
We can know.
Yes, exactly. It's true. It's true.
You know,
You never know it.
yeah, because everything could be a cliche, but maybe I go in there and I learn something about myself in a place that usually could be different. Because for Italians, more okay. I want a place that is passionate and have a different energy. But for each person, it is different, and could be different place. I can find myself in different country, different cultures,
Yeah.
and it doesn't mean if I was born there or not. Because I think, for example, to connect with you, reading her here, as you're very
Bye.
Brazilian, I'm joking. But I see for this album, you using recording about different places, and that's a I think I talking about, because you can feel something and said, "This is my home and something that belongs to me," even you wasn't born there.
Yes. Yeah, it's very true. Because you find different sides of your personality,
Yeah.
or discover new
Yeah.
things about yourself and new milestones in your life, and yeah. Because you're always changing.
Yeah.
You're never just the same
Yeah.
one person.
Yeah.
Forever, so you can find yourself in Wien.
And you know what? In the end, we are the therapists, and you are.
No, this is what I wanted to talk about. Actually, this is exactly what I wanted to talk about. Because you really completely derailed this podcast. It's called a Dongcast. You derailed it completely, and I thank you for that. Because I had step by step something I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
It's all gone now, so.
Quick.
There are you raised some very interesting issue. Like one that really stuck in my mind.
Yeah.
It was when, especially because there is this kind of changing on perspective from a feminine perspective, especially music. And me, I'm not a woman, so I have this other perspective. When you were talking about percussion, that is
Yeah.
very feminine.
For me, I can
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think
So
about Rokeya,
Yes, okay.
my point of view.
I wanted to ask you, do you share this point of view?
Yes.
And why? If you do and if you don't, why? Very interesting.
I am agree because I feel like it's like the first chakra, no?
Yeah.
The creation, it comes everything from the flow, the ground, no? And
Yes.
then I think I am agree on this point of view. Also because we can make a child and get pregnant, no? We make life, no? And the percussion is always here in the pelvic
Yes.
part of the.
Right.
Exactly.
How do you feel about percussion?
Yeah.
Because we all like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
No,
Isn't that
because
what
this is
everyone
very interesting.
Yeah.
I could have never get to that point
Okay.
because I will never give life to something, and I will never experience the first chakra in that sense.
Okay.
Right, but this is very true. And also it relates to something that I wanted to talk about you, and now I want to share with all of you. Maybe this is something too deep, maybe too weird. Please bear with me a little bit.
Okay.
I have read that one of the main inspirations for Gnod, which was your previous band, for the viewers who are listening, was one of them was Graham Hancock. Is it true?
Not for every single member in the band, but yeah, for some of the members, they were like big fans of Graham Hancock.
Were you one of those members, or?
No, so I'm not, I like his stuff, but I'm not like, oh my god, this influenced, so much. No, it's interesting theories, but
because I have this funny situation with Graham Hancock, where I feel, for some personal experience, that he's probably right 80% of the time. But if you ask me, has he ever proved anything? Absolutely not. I mean, if you ask me, can you follow him? I would tell you never. He's not. He's full of shit in a way, but because as a scientist, I have a degree in mathematics.
Okay,
okay.
So from a scientific standpoint, I understand that you have to be, in a way, conservative with
Mhm.
your approach to the truth,
Okay.
right? But there are some truth that you know inside yourself that it's also good that they are your truth, that you don't want to impose to other people. You simply look inside yourself, you know that that's the truth, and he's 80% of what he says. I feel that they are true.
Okay, yeah,
In
yeah.
a way that's probably different from the way he tells us, but at the end of the day, they are true. And so I was wondering, because of this
Mhm.
Hancock connection, if the when we are talking about women that were
Mhm.
trying to express this tribal thing, if there is some kind of metaphysical point of view of this expressing this tribal
But
collective unconscious.
okay,
If
collective.
like the I don't know, I wouldn't dare to get to the point of talking about angels or aliens or whatever, but is there like that you want to express something that's coming from another place, from a metaphysical place? It can also be an idea.
But I think it's a need, no? When you create something
Yeah.
and you feel
Yes.
it's
I think it's
something
the same
that
for men.
yeah.
It's the same for men.
Yes,
It all
yes.
comes from the same
Yeah.
place. The
Yes.
unconscious need of expressing.
Mhm.
And it's, for me, it's emotions. It's all
Yes.
emotions, you know.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, playing with males in, you know, in the bands, I think everyone comes from the same place, really. Maybe there's difference in sound, you know, like, but it depends on the person's personality as well. You know, you can, like I said earlier, you can be aggressive with your music, or you can be soft.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
And that it doesn't depend on your sex. You know, it doesn't depend whether you're a man or a woman. It's just the androgynous
Yeah.
being that it is when you create, you know, something.
But is there some kind of new age-ish, I don't know how to say it,
Well, okay, I can relate to what you said. What you said is, and you can like study in anthropologicamente, no? I can tell in English, sorry. But
I'm gonna try that.
Anthropological.
yeah, but there are some culture like ancient culture where the women express like shamanic way
Yeah.
or tribal sense in this way, use the percussion like medium to
Yes.
express this inner power that is connect and what's told before Alejandra is mother nature. There is
Yes.
a sense of common of if you are a man, a woman, or whatever, this is the point, is to feel yourself without the nature. And for that, I think this kind of what you said, always something more in this new age way, is something natural. It's something that if you study different culture, ancient culture, I think common, for example, Pachamama, South America,
Yes.
Madre Terra is like, if you go in Italy, South, thinking about how the old lady that use the voice, I canti popolari, or use the power in Sardinia.
Yeah.
There are a lot of ritualistic way to use this kind of sense that you're talking about, but it's also important to say it's something that everyone can express and feel. And I think making music is a big channel, is something that you can express, and there is a limit that, oh yes, I really thinking about that, I want to express the tribal sense or the ritual way. You could, but isn't something that close your expression.
Yeah.
If you put in a way, oh yes, I want to do
Yes.
no certain way in your
Forcing,
age or
yeah.
focus, you're forcing.
Mm.
But I think it's so, what you're talking about is so inconscious, so natural, so about feeling probably the life and everything, that isn't the point of, yeah, we usually to put in, I mean, español, encajar, catalogar, I rather the point that put in a box
Wonderful.
and is this that? So probably means that or that. I think what is amazing about each form of art that is totally free. You have freedom. So sometimes there's some feelings or some deeper feelings or I don't know sense that isn't important to say is that or that. You reveal with the music. And reveal is how I feel is you feel other stuff. But probably this kind of I don't know notes, this kind of percussion moves something inside you. This is the most important thing is to create a channel between
Yeah.
you and the other.
Yes, but this is something very important because in a way you are telling me, and that's true. You don't have to be too rational because if your approach to art is too
Because we're talking,
rational,
I mean, in this sense, you remove the question about, you feel that in New Age or
Yes.
in this track. So I
yes,
reply in this sense.
yes, and it is true. This no, no, it's true that sometimes if you are too rational when you make art in a lot of ways, you are limiting yourself because at the end of the day, it's just what comes. It comes natural in a way. But on the other hand,
Yeah.
do don't great artists usually have
A system.
a goal?
Of course.
You know, have an idea of I
Of
want to
course,
get there
but
because
you-
I want society or I want to help society move there.
Of course.
Because that's the
But the
important point. It's not just something solipsistic, something egocentric, ego related. The artist wants just let me finish and I will,
Yeah.
and I will give you the word that I wanna get there because I wanna help society get there. Go on, sorry.
But
I'm very sorry.
it coexists both point of view. The point that we're talking about, as person, we can have multi perspective and multi level of goals in one and what you do. And this is the point of before. We usually think about, we're talking about this and put in a box and it's that or that. It could be living both way and not both or more sense. I can have a goal to share my music with the other, but I can say it's something that is for me that I choose to share with the other. And could be the same stuff because sometimes, for example, where is my first album wasn't with the idea, go out and I release an album and I do my live performance and do this kind of music industry way. No, it's something that cue myself. But I can, for example, work on a P that is something that I want to do in kind of genre because I want to sell in this kind of industry and I want to go, I want to do a project that is for express something that can help this kind of people or means that. So I think what is, and is your, what you talked before, there is a genre, there is a point of view. You can express in different level and in different ways. So for that I said the point, you can be agree and I agree with you because we experiment different level. So that the point in a very high sense of yogic time is there isn't a way that is right.
Yes, of course.
And could be different, no?
Sometimes the goal is not clear until you
Yeah.
get to the end.
Yes.
You just have no goal, and then you go, I can see something is shaping into,
Yes.
Maybe it's this that it's supposed to become, or
It's absolutely
So
true.
not always you have like a, the goal at the start.
Yes,
You're just
at the
like
start,
you're just doing things and then see where it takes you.
Yes,
And
as
when
in
suddenly-
life.
Yeah.
As in life.
Yes, because if it's not like that, is when the ego wins. And in the world of
Yes,
art, you
yes.
can find also that kind of people that they want to do that because they want to be that, or they people there, and it's a kind of egocentric point of view.
Yes, that's very deep. Yes,
No?
yes, very
It
true.
kills creativity.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Although in a way I can tell you also this that one of the reasons why we do this kind of things is because we would like to understand what artists think in this moment.
Okay.
Is where do we have to move to? It's I I'm very curious, and I also would like to do this kind of thing with the artists, with everybody, because basically the artists and public, they have different roles, but we do together this kind
Okay.
of things. All right, so to figure out together what art should do at this moment in time, right, in this era.
I think to be what is for each person, what is reveal what the person. I'm thinking about, because if it's the point of that we talked before. If I think I only need to be something, it's like I close myself and just express yourself. That's the point. And if everybody express truly herself, that makes what you asked, how we can move. Because you observe from outside, but the goal is just to be free to express yourself. That's it.
Yes, maybe it's true because at the end we are going to express all the same because we are the same generation. We are or not the same generation, but we are living the same times, no, the same historical period. So we have the same needs, the same maybe we are thinking the same thing. So it's not that maybe the artists have to say where we are going to go. We know everyone where are we going,
What is
or we
something?
have the same questions
Yeah.
too, no.
What is something that you understand during the process? What are you talking about
Yes,
before?
yes, that's
Isn't
true.
it? I need to reply that. It's
No, it's
something.
during the
I
process.
suppose that exists, you know.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
lot
the
of artists
point.
they do that, you know. I want to break either personal barriers
Yeah.
or just I want to create something that touches people or maybe even pisses people off, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, something quite, you know. So a lot of people do have like sort of agendas, you know, like with what they want to create and how they want people to feel. I suppose like all three of us come from the same place of like I just want to express myself and you know. And that's, you know,
Right.
so I don't think you're going to get a different answer from
Yeah.
this side of things, but I understand what you mean, and I'm sure there's a lot of people with opinions about where music should go, and I think there's too much pressure on what's
Yes.
good and what's not good. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You know,
understand
like,
what you're saying. Yes, I
and
understand what you're
technical,
saying. Yeah, of
yeah.
course. I didn't mean it in that
Yeah.
sense.
But it could be,
I
you know, if you
understand
ask.
what you're saying. That it becomes like a prison because after that there are people that saying this is good music, this is not good music, and they are full of shit usually when they
Yeah.
do this kind of classification.
What's enough, what's not enough.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
But at the same time, I think that artists are very interesting to listen to because usually they tell you something in a way that's not rational,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
in a way that's totally emotional.
Mhm.
That's genius. That tells you something about the future, or tells you a perspective on the era that we are living. That
Sorry, but I'll be very provocatrice.
yeah,
This kind of
yeah.
practice.
Go
Get
on,
me
go on,
my
go on, go on.
Spanish way, Italian way to
Yeah,
be very.
yeah, go on, go on.
Why could be a people that doesn't for you art to give you something different about an artist? Because for example, I can go outside and of course it's so at the light where I can listen in a music, watch a painting or each artist medium, but I can have a very inner experience, sharing a moment with the people that isn't involved in art.
Yeah,
Mhm.
of course.
So I don't think this is only the point of as artists. You of course is obvious because it's
No,
a
that's
media
art,
that
art.
you share.
No,
But I can find this
yes,
in an
absolutely.
ordinary way.
Absolutely. Yes, I mean,
Because I said yes, the artists have a kind of sensibility, but the same sensibility or deeper could be in a computer or
Yeah.
a muratore,
Yeah,
or it's
for sure.
like in the original
for
stuff.
sure,
Mhm.
for
Because
sure,
we have the media that
for sure.
I don't know, is that in a cultural way.
And I've met people like that. I've met people like that. That they are they work in construction building sites, and they have a deepness, a depth that's amazing. That they can reach to your inner self, like Divide and Dissolve did the other
Yeah,
day.
this is the point.
That's
So you
absolutely. But the interesting
Yeah.
thing about artists and about people
Of
with
course.
some kind of special sensibility. I don't know how
Yeah,
you can
okay,
talk. That
okay.
kind of people is that they can teach you something in this unexpected
Yeah, but I think
ways.
any kind of people, any kind of
Yes,
person,
that's true.
of course, depends how you open to get,
Mhm.
and of course, but yeah, probably this is my point of view that take out in my very passionate way Italian to reply very passionate. In this sense, probably I'm Italian in that to be a very and also Spanish to reply. But
No, because I mean it's true that we have to be able to express ourselves. This is absolutely true. But I think also that as artists and as people, we also have a responsibility to try to do better, better things. I don't know which better means,
yeah.
but try to better ourselves.
But I think this is the point of not to be artist. Artist could be the computer. If my goal is to be better and get something to the other people, sharing something, and it's the point of view, because we can be very, in how we, how you can define who is an artist and who isn't.
Mhm.
You know?
You just feel it sometimes.
Yes, but sometimes I feel that the artist could be the computer.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
For sure.
Because in the imaginary, the artist is who express him herself with a medium. Could be music, could be painting, could be I don't know everything.
Mhm.
But I think the same point of view that you can express through a simple gesture. And we return to the same point. We are usually think about putting boxes and divide
Mhm.
and feel it. And just what I said for me, the goal to how artists is simply express yourself.
Yes, I understand, but I don't know.
But you can
I'm not
have a
that
goal.
satisfied. That's my problem. I mean,
Of
I'm not
course.
saying
No,
this.
it's
But
of course.
I think you can understand my point.
Yeah,
my
yeah, I
problem. My personal problem. I'm not satisfied with and I'm fine with you being satisfied with that.
Yeah,
So I understand, but I think it can be
absolutely
related
Of
to.
course, of course.
Are you perplexed? Are you?
No,
You are
I'm
watching
thinking
something
about
like
it.
I don't know.
I'm paying attention.
No,
You know.
you wanna like I don't know, hit me with
Oh, really?
Oh,
Did I look that bad?
I'm just
Oh, we can do
no, I'm
this.
just
It's more fun.
no,
This is why we are there.
I'm joking. I'm just joking.
Is it why?
I'm
Is
just-
it why we are there
No,
now?
I'm just later. No, after you play.
After.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, we are talking about shaman, so here we have this tradition so that you can pick in your future fortune cookie. So
Okay.
you can open it and find out something about your future.
Yeah. thousands of dollars. Hey. Very. It's just that.
I get a terrible interview with an Italian.
Well, this is the future. You see, we're not talking about me. I'm the best.
Again.
The best. All right. So next
joking.
week, exactly.
Yeah.
Next Extramundus.
Because you can relate with myself and I
Yeah.
come to help.
Yeah, you just charge. Yeah.
No, your friend needs attention. Probably you need more attention.
I need attention.
I'm joking.
Don't worry. We all need attention. Some from time to time.
Right, mine says I'll have a much varied professional life.
Wow.
Okay, so there's still hope for me.
Yes.
For me too, look. Listen, you will climb the ladder of professional success and reach the top.
Oh,
No, you will get deeper to the ego, like we were talking about before, a mega star. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.